Street, Harlem, New York. Since 1969, we've been teaching that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews according to the Bible. Any questions in the room?
How long
It was last week, right? Last week,
Oh,
first
last
week.
week, okay.
Yeah. Last week, first week. Any questions? We'll get into the topic. Every black and Hispanic man and woman should be glad that you owe Christ your life. It is a beautiful thing. It is a great thing. It is something that the Christian church tells you to spit on. It tells you to continue to sin while Christ has died for you. He died for you to continue sinning, which is a spit in the face. That is a smack in the face, and we are going to debunk that today and tell black and Hispanic men and women why you should be glad that Christ gave his life for you. It is a beautiful thing. It is the greatest thing you have in this life to owe Christ your life. That is the greatest thing. All right. Give me Isaiah chapter 3, verse 1.
Go.
There's nothing greater than owing Christ your life.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
For behold, the Lord of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah, and stay and the staff.
The state and the staff. Judah and Jerusalem means all the 12 tribes. The Lord is going to take away our stability, right? Our ability to do what? Produce our own money, run our own economy, be brothers to each other, be sisters to one another, good fathers, good mothers. All of our stay and stability, what makes us or makes a people a functioning nation, the Lord took it away. All right, go ahead.
Come.
Because we were disobedient.
Come. The stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water.
The whole stay of bread, the whole stay of water, your whole source of food, your whole source of water, the Lord removed it. Meaning he removed our ability to self-govern because we didn't want to serve him. Go ahead.
Come. The whole stay of water, the mighty man, and the man of war, the judge, and the prophet.
Shall remove the mighty man, the man of war, the judge, and the prophet. You know what that means? I got one right here. I'm good.
I guess leaders.
Say it louder.
Leaders. Like who would be leaders?
So the Lord is going to remove all of our leaders. That is correct. Everybody who you could possibly look up to for guidance, the Lord is going to remove them from in front of you. So all of our leaders, think who is our leaders today? Throw some names out there, some leaders.
Jesse Jack, he's finished now.
He was once one of our leaders.
He was.
You understand?
He's governors, black governors.
All the black governors, the black senators, the black mayors, everybody that gets into positions of power, thinking they're going to help black people. You're not the man of war. You're not the judge or the prophet because the Lord removed you. You understand? The Lord removed the brother who's able to tell another brother, you should not harm that brother across the street because he can cross the street. You shouldn't harm that brother from 5 blocks away because he from 5 blocks away. The Lord removed the man with the wisdom. The man that's going to tell a woman you should not be a hoe. You sleep with a man, that is the man who is with you for the rest of your life. You understand? That man has been removed from blacks and Hispanics. Continue.
Come. The mighty man of war, the judge, and the prophet, and the prudent.
What does prudent mean? It's prudent. Anybody can answer. What does prudent mean? For the brothers who haven't been here a while, you should always just Google it because I ain't going to ask nothing that's not verifiable. Prudent, for time's sake, because we started a little late. Prudent, get it done. You got it.
Come. Prudent, wise, discerning.
Wise and discerning. The man who is wise and discerning was basically what? Means everything I just said. The brother who can tell his sister, don't do this and do that. The good father who's going to raise good children is going to remove him. You understand? The mayors, we're supposed to have mayors and governors and things of that nature, and councilmen. not under those titles, but we are supposed to have black people who are fit to lead black people. You understand? Of course, when I say black, I'm talking about blacks and Hispanics every time. Just so y'all know. If I say black, I'm talking about blacks and Hispanics every time. You understand? So black people are supposed to rule over black people, but you're supposed to be wise, honorable, a good judge, a man of war. Our leaders don't go to war, do they? Go ahead.
Come. Judicious.
No. Go back to the verse. Guys, you should have these verses too to help them out.
What was it? It's Isaiah what?
You should be following along. Isaiah 3 and 2.
3 and 2. Come.
Good enough.
Come. And the prudent and the ancient.
And the prudent and the ancient. Go ahead.
The captain of 50.
Mm-hmm.
And the honorable man.
Mm-hmm.
And the counselor.
Mm-hmm.
And the cunning artificer.
So honorable man, someone you can trust, the counselor. When you want to do something that is against what the Lord would want you to do, you have a counselor there to tell you, no, don't do that. When you have a problem with somebody, a problem with another brother, a problem with a sister, you have a counselor there that's there to talk you through how to fix that. You understand? When you don't know your left from your right because we are slaves inside of another man's nation, you are supposed to have a counselor there, the same way how high schoolers get counselors. When somebody goes and unalive students inside of a school and they bring counselors in, and those counselors are supposed to help the students with their grief and with their issues and all the feelings that they have because they witnessed something heinous. Over 400 years of slavery is something absolutely heinous. And you are supposed to have a counselor to get you through the days where you don't know if you can continue under this oppression.
Right.
You're supposed to have a counselor. But you can't talk to some of the names, the brother name. You can't talk to a Jesse Jackson. You can't talk to a Ben Carson, a Candace Owens, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You can't talk to these people. You understand? One, they're unreachable. Two, they don't have anything to say other than be a good American. Somebody like Candace Owens has a white husband. What is she going to tell a black woman having problems with her black husband when she chose to step out? She chose to step outside of her race. What is she going to tell that sister? What is the older woman going to be able to tell a young woman and say, this is what I did to help my issues with my husband get along? Candace Owens is incapable of doing it. You understand?
Right.
Completely incapable. We some of these black sellouts. We some of these black sellouts. What are they going to tell you? Who's some of the ones that supported Trump when he ran? He ran for some of the ones that got up on that stage. I'm trying not to mention any rappers. Lil Wayne went up there. I think Lil Pump is Hispanic. All of the little rappers that went up there. The people, matter of fact, that's perfect because the people look up to Lil Wayne. Everybody sips syrup because of Lil Wayne. You understand? Everybody sips syrup because of Lil Wayne. So if you sipping syrup because of Lil Wayne, are you going to go to Lil Wayne when you having problems with your wife? No, you're not. You're going to listen to all them songs though and start to enact the things he's saying in that song. You're listening to him. But subconsciously, you already know, and even consciously, you know, I could never go to somebody like Lil Wayne for help with my life. You understand? He can get my party lit. That's what you're going to think. He can make my party nice. When I put some Lil Wayne on, the party going to turn up. But I could never go to somebody like that for some advice. You understand? Go ahead.
Come. And the eloquent orator.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give children to be their princes,
Mm-hmm.
and babes shall rule over them.
And babes shall rule over them. You understand? Go ahead. Children shall be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. Our oppressor is a child. You understand?
Okay.
Our oppressor is a child, and then you'll also be ruled by the children. Let me tell you something. What do black women say every holiday? When the holidays come around, when Christmas come around, what do they say?
We do it for the kids.
Doing it for the kids. Doing it for the kids. Your household is ran by your children. You understand? It's ran by your children, your children's wants and needs. Your children want to do Halloween. What you doing? Getting them the outfit. Because you don't want them to not fit in with their kids in school. Thanksgiving come around, they all color in the turkey. So now you got to be the one parent saying, you can't color the turkey. And your child looking at you like, why can't I be like my friends? And then you fold. And you say, all right, we're gonna go to grandma's house. We're not gonna put the turkey in our house. We're just gonna go to Auntie Marie's house and we're gonna do the turkey and the stuffing and the cranberry sauce over there. You understand? And of course, this verse is more so talking about our oppressive, pale-skinned beast who oppress blacks and Hispanics.
Right.
He's a child and he rules over us. You understand? Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I guess,
You got to be following along. When he can't pick it up, you got to pick it up.
I got it. I got everything. It's got it right on the screen too.
Mm-hmm.
and the people shall be oppressed,
Mm-hmm.
everyone by another,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone by his neighbor.
The people shall be impressed, everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor. So we went from having judges, prophets, and counselors, meaning what? If you have judges, if you're a black man, you have a black judge, black prophets, black counselors, black wise men, right? The mighty men in your community are black. The men of war in your community are black. The men of ancient with wisdom, meaning the brothers with the gray in their beard, they black. Everybody around you who is a positive influence is of our people. If that is the case, you would never turn outside of your people for anything. You would always keep everything in house, always. But now we went to the people shall be oppressed by one another. You understand? Now the young brother don't respect the older brother. There's no respect. You understand? He tell old head, get out the way, move. I don't care what you got to say. He telling him, I've been there, I've done that, don't do that. He telling you, move, get out the way. You understand? You can't give a young cat no wisdom as an older cat. You can't do that. People have turned against one another. You know why? Because we value the people who are currently in power and not the man that died for us. There's a man that died for you that did absolutely everything perfect, and he's worthy of you following him. He's worthy of you following his lead, but instead, unknowingly, we follow rappers, influencers, actors, celebrities, ball players. That's who we're following. You understand? And then we want to be, take it a step further. We really want to be the oppressor, because who does the ball player want to be? The ball player want to be Tom Cruise. You understand? That's what the ball player want his last name to be Weinstein, Arterburg. You understand? That's what he wants. He doesn't want to go back to roaches coming out of his cereal as a child. You understand? So he does whatever he has to do in order to become somebody who makes a ton of cash, completely ignoring the fact that he's leaving his people behind to chase white supremacy. You understand? You're about to get into that right now. Drop down to 6, Daniel. Matter of fact, read that last verse, the base against the child shall behave. So I kind of jumped ahead when I explained everything just now. Go ahead.
The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient.
The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient. You understand? Now the son's not listening to the fathers. The daughter's not listening to the mothers. I don't watch that BMF, but I see this clip that keep popping up when stars keep trying to get me to buy it. And they got the young girl, the daughter of the mother, saying she can't tell her what to do because you had a child when you was a teenager. I don't watch it. I don't know what episode that is, but the mother she got locked up for getting the car from Big Meech. It's all in the show, so I don't know if this really happened in real life, but it's important to my point. She got locked up from getting a vehicle from Big Meech, and then she got out of jail the next day. She's in the house. The mother's telling her, you can't go down this path because the car was apparently stolen. Saying you can't go down this path. She said, you checking me. When Meech gave me the car, you ain't checking him. So I think they was like brother and sister or something. You checking, so you checking me, but you not checking him. And they saying, what they say, Meech was grown or something like that, or Meech is outside the house and all that. It was like that type of lesson. Meech ain't under my roof, you are. And shit. And then the daughter turned around and said, you can't even talk to me like this, because when you was my age, what was you working on? Baby number 2? And the mother damn near jumped off the couch and strangled her to death. Mm-hmm. You understand? The husband had to catch her, stop her, and the daughter ran up the damn stairs. That daughter had no respect for her mother. Right. You understand? Zero. The child had no respect against the ancient, because she looking at her mother like, man, look at all the mistakes you made. Man, I can't respect you for what? You understand? Respect you for what? And that's what we do on a grand scale throughout the whole community. You understand? Throughout the whole community. You know how many young brothers are upset with their fathers?
Right.
until they grow up and realize what their father went through, and you start going through it, whether it's with the woman who's going to be your baby mother, which is your wife, but who's going to give you kids, you start going through it with her, you start going through it with your job when you got to go to work, when you start going through the things your father went through, you start to understand. You know, you 16, you 17, you mad because he just wasn't there. That's all you care about. I don't care about whatever you was going through. You wasn't there.
Right.
And then you grow up and you start going through it. And she might hold your kids from you, or she might make you jump through a hoop to see your kids like he said, I'm not doing that. And then when you come to that crossroads of, am I going to jump through all these hoops? Kiss her behind just to get 2 hours with my kids. I seen that DDG and Holly Bailey thing. 2 hours. He said, you get 2 hours, what was it, a month? Or something like that? 2 hours a month with your son. And it's supervised. It was something crazy like that. I could be slightly exaggerating it. Dug it?
Slide if I could. That make you not even want to go there.
Because you feel like, who are you to, as a man, let me tell you something. The order is God, Christ, man, woman, child. You understand?
Right.
That is the order. So when you have a man who, one, is not your people, you have your oppressor coming in, giving your woman power over you, because she might not like that you got a second rib. She might not like, give me some other things that women do, lead you. Because you checked her. Because you told her she can't spend all the money. You can't go to the club tonight. I don't like that. You can't wear that. And now all of a sudden she's second guessing your authority.
She makes the most money.
She make the most money. And if the people who was in charge was who? Blacks and Hispanics who follow Christ, what would they be telling her? Sis, you're wrong. You're wrong. What does our oppressor say? Kick him out the house, I'll give you wick. Kick him out the house and put him on child support. I got you. Don't even worry about it. He said, what? He said, be an honorable woman. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Yeah, kick him out, and we got some child support for you. It's coming to you. You understand?
God.
And that is what he does. And then you sitting there like, do I want to jump through all these hoops just to see my kids who I obviously love? And then you don't do it. And then all of a sudden, when you at that crossroads, you're doing it or not doing it, you remember your father. And you go, damn. And if you're lucky, he ain't passed away yet, and you can make some damn amends. You know what I'm saying? You can say, Pop, you probably did. I know you. Now that I'm in your shoes, I know you did the best you could have did.
Right.
Sure.
2 points, sir, if I may. First, I was that person, that very person.
Yeah.
When I got in my father's shoes, I called him and said, "Hey, man, let's do dinner. Let's do dinner. Let's have a conversation." And I apologized to him because I didn't understand then. But becoming a man and going through some of the same exact things he went through, I seen it. And it's ironic we're having this conversation. My son called me earlier today. Also, Yash was with me. Called me earlier today, and he was losing his mind over the woman he's with. And I said, she's yours, though. You have to keep her unless she slept with somebody else. And he's like, but Pop, this is crazy. I'm like, I know. Now you understand your mother. He just amazed and apologized because he's wondering, like, how did you make it through this? And I had to explain some things to him. So it's like, that's just one point on what you're saying. And then the second point, I sent also Yash some clips. If you would like them, I was going to use them for my class tomorrow. But the clips is what we're talking about right now, how parents are not being respected or honored by, their children. And there's one clip, the child is slapping his mother. Black, our people.
But where are we in now? It's 2025.
I'm
Black
talking about
child is slapping the black mother.
Slapping his mother, telling her to snap out of it. I think she was.
Brother, that's not happening in a Hispanic household, is it? That ain't happening. You ain't grow up like that. The freedom to just smack your mother.
But there's more. There's another clip. I got a couple of them. And there's a kid kicking his grandmother. I'm talking about fly kicking his grandmother. Sir, it's horrifying.
So you can bring it out. You bring it out tomorrow.
And then the person that's recording is his mother.
His mother's recording the child kicking the grandmother.
And says nothing. He said it only takes one kick. You see this?
And
the kids are jumping. The 3 kids are jumping.
No play fighting. They're jumping the grandmother.
stomping her.
And you're going to tell me I'm crazy because I serve a God that I supposedly can't see. Because I serve a black man that will put a stop to all that.
Sir.
I'm crazy.
Sir.
Not the video on YouTube of grandmothers getting drop kicked. That's not crazy.
It's horrifying. It's another clip by. I'm gonna just save that for tomorrow, sir.
That's why
it's horrifying.
That's exactly why we're going to teach the people who Jesus Christ actually is.
Come, sir.
Because you know what I can guarantee you, who's not in the household with those 3 kids?
The fathers.
Their daddy. I can guarantee you. You understand?
Come.
Good.
Don't forget that age-old double standard. He's working 2 jobs as slaving and killing himself just to take care of somebody that don't appreciate him. And then she want to have the side nigga. She want to have the side dude, and then have the audacity to have an attitude with him and say, "I'm leaving you." But he's busting his hump of working 2 jobs and paying all the bills because she say you don't spend no time.
It's two things there. In a righteous society, I don't know if I can say this word on TikTok. I'm gonna find out.
Yeah,
In a righteous society, a whore like that would never get a husband.
Right.
Nobody would ever marry. You understand? She'd be sexless for her entire life.
Right.
You understand? Her entire life.
Huh.
In a righteous society, you would look at her, you would talk to her, you would court her, and you would say, "Oh, she got problems," and you would never get her. You understand?
Huh.
In a righteous society, you understand?
Huh.
That's the lesson. You understand?
Huh.
One daughter is better than another.
Huh. I got a precept.
Well, I got to get back.
Oh, kind of. No sweat, sir.
Yeah, somebody pick up
Where you at, sir?
Isaiah 3
Verse 6.
and
Isaiah 3.
6.
Yeah. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 6.
3 verse 5. He was on the last stanza.
Okay.
Child shall behave.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 3, end of verse 5. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable.
Base is the honorable. Meaning when you're honorable, people who are base, people who are disgusting, people who should not be inside of society, all the bad things that our oppressor glorifies are going to come up against you and say, "You're the problem. You don't smoke weed? Yep. It's you. It's not all of us who get high. It's not us. You're the problem because you're choosing not to. It's you. You understand?
Come.
The base of society, meaning the bottom level of society. You know how they still do it in the East. They have class levels of society. You have royalty and this and that. The base come up against the honor. Just picture it from any movie you might have seen, TV show, whatever, of royalty. Just imagine somebody in sackcloth and dirt all over, stuck, one tooth in their mouth, with nothing in their pocket, no morality. They'll rob you, they kill you, they stab you, they do anything to you. They in the dregs of society who walk up to the royalty and say, "You're disgusting because you don't rob the kid." And then making the royalty feel bad. You understand? The royalty now is like, "Oh, man, I can't believe I don't rob and kill. They're making me feel some kind of way." That's you. You're the royalty. Blacks and Hispanics are royalty. You understand? And the rest of the earth is the base.
Right.
They're the base, and they come up to us and say, "You want to follow Black Christ? Oh, come, we all doing white Jesus over here, man. What's up with you, man? You want to actually follow what's in the Bible? Why would you do that? Don't you know Christ died so that you ain't got to do nothing in that book and make you base like that? To let a man die for you. Imagine your brother jump in front of a bullet for you, and on his dying breath, he say, "I just want you to stay out the streets, become a good person, go to school, blah, blah, blah." Dying breath. Jump in front of the bullet for you, dying breath. And you turn around and jump right up in the streets and do everything he did. You understand? Do everything that the people around you do. Do all the bad things with his dying wish he asked you not to do. You don't think that's dishonoring him? That's dishonorable. You understand? That's exactly what we do to Christ. Christ was a blameless man who got crucified and said, "All I want y'all to do is follow me." And we said, "Oh, so what you're saying is you did all this so we can do whatever we want? We appreciate you, man. That was good. That's disgusting. Because if it happened in your face and it was your blood brother, you would understand exactly what we're talking the greatest trick the Christian church ever pulled. You understand?
Come
God
on.
from painting him white. That's the greatest trick that the Christian church ever pulled. Read on.
Come on. Verse 6. When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father.
This is continuing on saying how God will remove the leaders, and we don't have leaders right now. Go ahead, read it again.
Come. Book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 6. When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let
We are
this.
going to be so barren, so desperate for a leader, that we are going to go to anybody who can afford Valentino, Gucci, Saint Laurent, and the finer things in life, and the Benz, and the McLaren. We're going to go to whoever can afford the nice things and say, it's heroin needles over here, it's crack vials over here, it's gangs everywhere in the community. You'll be our leader. You're going to pick anybody. Whoever looks like they have it together, you're going to go, you're our leader. You understand?
Come.
The man with the good clothes. It said that for a reason. It's just random. It's just not, this man saved lives. Not, this man stops murder. You understand?
Mhm.
It's, what's that? How much that shirt cost? You're going to lead us. You're going to lead us to salvation. No, he's not. You understand? If he was, the preacher would have been there. You know how much his suit cost? You know how much the preacher's suit cost? It's a lot of money. There's a lot of money on that preacher's suit. A lot of money get put in that plate that go around every damn Sunday. You understand?
Come.
And nothing has changed in the community since they've been on every corner of the hood.
Right.
So if the man with the good clothes was going to save the community, it would have happened already. Read on.
Come. Thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand.
Let this ruin be under thy hand. Meaning rule over our trash. The trash that is all around the hood. The immorality. Everything that's wrong with us. The drugs, the gangs, the sexual immorality. Everything that's wrong with the ghetto. You don't want to fix it. You just want to find somebody to be on top of it. You want to say, you lead. Knowing that he cannot fix the community. You're just going to pick somebody random. That's how bad blacks and Hispanics need leadership. That we look. One day you wake up and you realize the leaders ain't nothing, and you just pick. You just go, this Democrat, this Republican. No, my city, I'm gonna vote for this mayor over this mayor. He's better. It is voting in the Bible is a sin. The Lord said, I shall give you a leader from your people. I shall give you a leader of your people. Christ is the king. You understand?
Right.
Christ is the king, and the men who follow Christ can obtain rank. You understand? That's it. Christ is the king. You don't go voting for a mayor. We didn't vote for Kalinjari. We didn't vote.
Right.
Sorry, we did it. And that makes his position so much more worthy. He so much more deserves to have the position that he's in because nobody voted him in. We couldn't vote him in. You understand? We could not. When you can vote, you see what happens. What president have you been satisfied with out of all 46 of them? Which one? No, not a goddamn one can you say, he did everything I wanted him to do for the black and Hispanic community. We had somebody with dark skin in there, Barack Obama, and did nothing. You cannot tell me anything tangible he did for the black and Hispanic community. Go ahead, real quick.
Sir, he destroyed the black Hispanic community.
Absolutely.
He accepted homosexuality. So
Go ahead.
he accepted and put in place where men can marry men and women can marry women. And now on every social media platform, you flip the channel, and it's some boy kissing some boy, or
So you're
it's
saying,
some transsexual
the
thing.
dark-skinned president, because he's not black,
Right,
the dark-skinned president further undercut Christ.
destroyed.
So it's almost like your skin complexion don't make you a people of God.
Right, sir.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Barack Obama's dark-skinned, but he's not black.
Done.
You understand? He's not. Say it again, brother. He's an African. You understand? He's an African. And a lot of people, they think we're African American, we in the motherland. It's not the motherland. You understand? It's not the mother. You'd be surprised when people I had this conversation with. Yeah, the Africans don't love us. They don't love us. They don't love us. Juneteenth came around. They hand in hand with Africans. Hand in hand, enjoying and having fun. Same ones talking about FBA, Foundational Black American, put the Hispanics back over the border. Whole time you hugging on somebody that's not your brother, and you want to kick out the man who is your brother.
Right. Right.
That's white Jesus right there.
Right.
That's Barack Obama for you. That's what voting gets you. You understand? Because if you think Biden would have gotten office and he would have let all the Hispanics in, let me tell you something. This is so funny because a white TikToker did an experiment. He went out there and said a statement that the president said about immigration, basically saying how they don't want no immigrants, send them all back. And he said, "Who do you think said this?" And it was like Trump said Trump. And at the end of all of the conversations with them, he said, "Would you be surprised if I told you Barack Obama said all of that?" You seen that?
God.
You'd be surprised if I told you that was actually said by Barack Obama.
Right.
Didn't Obama deport more people than
Yes.
oh yeah.
Yes.
Trump did he
Yes.
deported more.
Yes. To date, at some point, I don't know if it's still true. At one point, when they were so in arms about Trump doing it, which you should be. This is the Hispanics country. You understand? This is the natives country. You understand? So you should be upset. Nobody was upset when Barack Obama was doing it.
Right.
He's dark skin.
Yeah.
You understand? It's plenty of East Indians dark skin. You understand? If you go to China, it's plenty of people that's Chinese and dark skin. That's Asian and dark skin. There's plenty of them.
Mm-hmm.
You see all the pale skin all over the TVs and all over the social media, so you think that's just what they are. There are so many dark skinned Asians, dark skinned East Indians. Where's the acceptance and love for them? We just think we're African because it would hurt us to know. You would have chosen people of God, and you've been bamboozled your whole damn life.
Right.
And so was your father, and so was his father and his father.
Right.
That would hurt.
Crazy part.
One second. One second.
Oh,
One
okay.
second. Because when you want to talk, raise your hand. Yeah.
I was saying when you was talking about how we just pick anybody, you'd be like, "Oh, he dressed nice. Yeah, you gonna lead us." It's like they did any, meeny, miny, mo, and that's how we ended up with Reverend Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. Where they at now? When our gates is languished.
It's more so they accepted the money to bamboozle people. That's really what it is. You understand?
Huh.
They look for somebody who's going to be a sellout, and then they put you in a position of power, and they let you talk for black people, for black people. They let you talk for Hispanic. I think I don't know if you might know, brother, but AOC said the Latinx. Call them Latinx is disrespectful, and I didn't see no Latino brothers and sisters. No Latinos or Latinos. I didn't say it again.
They embraced it.
They embraced the Latinx.
The term, yeah.
They did. I didn't see them embrace it. But I saw they put a little poll out there, and they said, "Do you find Latino or Latina offensive?" Because you know the purpose of doing that is the transforms.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to say Latino. You don't want to say Latina.
They want
Say
to
Latinx.
Mm-hmm.
The gender neutral term. 86% of people said, "No, we don't find it offensive. We don't know why they're doing that." That's the poll that I saw. Maybe you might have some different information, but they didn't care about that. You understand? They didn't care not to like. They put people in front of you to push an agenda because she didn't want to solve none of the Catholic. Hispanics are overwhelmingly Catholic.
Right.
She's not investigating the Catholic Church for all the molestation of the boys. None of that's going on, right? The Boys and Girls Clubs who are riddled. There's one right in what's that? Kearney? Boys and Girls Club in Kearney that was riddled with the plague and the accusations of all of that stuff.
Right.
And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez living in New York has a ton, such a high population of Hispanics that live there. She did nothing. You understand? She doesn't say anything about it. All right, but she wants to change the term from Latino and Latina to Latinx. You know why? Because she wants you to believe your biggest issue is whether or not you get to express. If you're a boy, can you call yourself a girl? If you're a girl, can you call yourself a boy? That's what she wants you to believe your biggest problem is. When your biggest problem is white oppression. You understand?
Right.
That's your biggest problem. Your biggest problem is this is your country and they're making you fight to stay here. You understand? That's really your biggest problem. Good.
I was thinking of you said that the other Latina woman who is a Supreme Court justice. She can't remember her
Okay. She's a Supreme Court justice.
Yeah, yeah. And she was around the same time, like about 10 years ago, like we talk about when AOC was really popular.
Mhm.
There's a lot of videos where people are just cursing her out. And it's usually young white guys. But she's a Supreme Court justice that they always show her AOC with her, and then the photo with the other guy, Clarence Thomas.
Mhm.
He was in a scandal.
What was they cursing? What was they cursing out about?
Early 2000s, or maybe even when Clinton was president.
What was they cursing the Hispanic judge out?
No, Cortez.
They was cursing AOC out.
Yeah, they just couldn't stand her. Like the conservatives can't stand her. Like that's one of the people
Oh,
they go after her. Yeah. So the next thing when I meant was I see like the brother said when you scroll,
Mhm.
it's usually people opposing those. I mean, not opposing, but the opposite. Not opposing those new labels.
Mhm.
You know, like our labels change every decade, every generation.
Mhm.
Calling ourselves something else.
Mhm.
Other than,
Yeah.
that's it.
Right. So like I said, they put those leaders there simply to just give you whatever's going to placate you at the time. Whatever's going to make you say, oh, thank you for helping us, without addressing your actual issue. Read on.
Yeah.
Slut.
Where were you at? I'll take it.
No, it's book of Isaiah, chapter 3, beginning of verse 7. In that day shall he swear, saying,
In the day where Black and Hispanic community is decimated and we're looking for a leader,
saying, I will not be an healer.
the man that we pick is going to say, I will not be a healer. You understand?
Mhm.
He's going to say, I ain't got nothing for you. Good.
For in my house is neither bread nor clothing.
Meaning, I got bread and clothing for me. You understand? I don't have the solution for us. But this is the one we're going to pick. Good.
Make me not the ruler of the people.
Meaning, we want somebody to be a ruler of the people that is not fit to be a ruler of the people. And that person that you're going to pick is going to say, I don't want to be a ruler of the people. You understand? You're going to say it. You're going to say, I don't want this responsibility of doing it. When the Mennonites began to command in YAHANNA, champion the opportunity to help Blacks and Hispanics.
Right.
We sacrifice our life to help Blacks and Hispanics. You understand? We go to camp on Saturdays, and they call us crazy because you could be in the mall, you could be with your wife, you could be with your kids, you could have your feet up waiting for boxing to come on. You understand? And you're on the corner saying that Christ is king and he's black and Blacks and Hispanics got to come together, and they're looking at you crazy.
Right.
They're looking at you crazy, like, oh, look at this wasting themselves. You know how many women that walk past and say, get a job? Get a job. You understand? Get a job, because we out here on Saturday trying to teach Blacks and Hispanics to love one another. So that means we ain't got no job. You understand?
Right.
You know, in her mind, a working man would not care so much about the people.
Right.
You understand? In her mind. But see, that's what happens when Black people serve Christ. You do things that the world could not fathom. It is unheard of for two projects that are beefing to stop beefing. I bet you we can do it under Christ. I guarantee it. It's impossible. What's the two ones beefing over here? What's that? Marion and who?
Oh, it was Marion Duncan, but
No, not
now Marion would against everybody.
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 Everybody. Everybody. Of course. What else would I expect? Slap. That's my Christ would stop all. And that's the only person who could stop. You understand? Good.
So you know the sad part about that is what you said. They can't understand why they saying a working man wouldn't be out there on Saturday. Meanwhile, we steady trying to fight to have off from work just so we can go to camp.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, just so we can
Yeah,
go to
and that's
camp.
proof that you shouldn't listen to your woman. Don't listen to your woman.
No, I'm not talking about the woman. I'm talking about the woman, the people that come against us.
You
I
said
can't.
right, but who the ones that come past the camp saying that?
Oh, the woman.
And that's why you shouldn't listen to you.
Right, sir.
You don't listen to your dad.
Because
Listen to your woman. You ain't going to camp. They crazy. Don't go out there with them. They got boots and beards and braids. Don't do that. But if she says that to you, immediately go to the camp. Immediately. If she says, I don't like them, if you show her today's class, if you show her any video from the ISUPK and she go, I don't like them, you need to immediately come back. Immediately.
Right.
I'm telling you, immediately come back because she's wrong. You understand? She wants safety and protection, and she doesn't want to disturb any waters. She don't want no ripples in the water. She want everything to be calm. Read 2 again. Read verse 2.
Okay. Verse 2. Scroll up.
Yeah, be on point.
I got this book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 2.
Mhm.
The mighty man,
The what?
the mighty man,
It ain't too mighty if your woman could stop you from going to war. Go ahead.
and the man of war,
And the what?
and the man of war.
You gotta be about war. And sometimes that war is in your own damn house. When you trying to serve God and the family is not. You understand? When you
Okay.
want to serve God and your woman is like, I ain't crazy. Come be with the crazy, bro. Tell it. I've never felt more love than being with these crazy ass brothers you see around.
That's right.
Never. You understand? It has never happened. And it never will happen. You understand? It never. You won't experience this in the Christian church, the Black Panther Party, none of that. Brothers in ISUPK give up their lives just to get one other brother a sliver of the truth.
Right.
Right.
Give you something. You understand? The Christian church got everything to offer you. Mega churches, extreme funding, everything that you could need to help blacks and Hispanics. They got the Bible in their hand and can do nothing for us. I'm witnessing brothers right here with a Bible they can find. We find a damn Bible. I gotta get to class. We find a damn. Here we go. Got me a damn Bible and shows up to class. You understand? It does more for the community than the entire church.
Right.
You understand?
Mhm.
Anybody telling you don't come here, you need to second guess them. Go ahead.
Still verse 2, sir.
Go back to verse 7.
Tell them,
No, you finished verse 7.
Yeah, it's verse 8, sir.
No, give me Matthew 26 and 53. In fact, give me Romans 1 and 22.
Okay.
Shot get Romans, Ayash get Matthew 26,
26 to 23.
53.
53. 26.
Says Romans what, sir?
The book
1
of
and
Romans,
22.
chapter 1, verse 22.
There you got it.
Professing themselves to be wise,
Mhm.
they become fools.
And this is a beautiful, this is so simple, but so beautiful.
Right.
If you think you got all the answers to your life, you think I'm going to stop generational trauma. I'm going to get my family generational wealth. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And you think you're wise. You think the things you're doing is wise. You done went to YouTube University. You done went to one of these PWIs. You done did, and you think, I got it. I got it all figured out. Brother, you don't. You understand? If you think you're wise, you're going to become a fool. You know who thought they was wise? LeBron James thought it was the wisest thing in the world. Me and my 5 friends, we gonna become billionaires. I'm gonna be the best basketball player ever. Good for you, LeBron James. That's excellent. And what about the ghetto? You're gonna become a billionaire. But in order to become a billionaire, what must you do? You gotta care about China. You gotta care about America. You gotta care about Israel. You gotta care about all these other people and not the ghetto. And then you're gonna say, he got a school for boys and girls in Akron, Ohio. What is that school doing? Is he teaching them people, those boys and girls in there, is he teaching them to not eat pork? No, right? He's not teaching them that blacks and Hispanics are the same people. He ain't doing that. Right? No, he's teaching them math, science, language arts. That's good. I know, I appreciate that. You know, I got that. I got that without brothers. I needed a brother to tell me Jesus Christ is black. That's what I needed. You understand?
Right.
I needed that. I didn't need you to give me more science. You understand? Somebody else can tell me Jupiter is a ball of gas. You understand? I don't got to go to LeBron James School for boys and girls to find out Jupiter is a ball of gas. The science, I can go online and buy a textbook for the 2nd grade. It's going to tell me Jupiter is a ball of gas. You can't buy this online.
Right.
You understand? That's the difference. So it's nice he opening schools up. I'm not saying we don't, some black-owned schools wouldn't be nice. I'm not trying to undercut the brother. I'm just trying to tell you what he's doing ain't as magnificent as the media is going to tell you it is. And they're going to tell you it's the greatest thing ever because they're going to tell you, see, as long as you open up a school, becoming a billionaire is all you got to aspire to be. Focus on only you. Then when you get a bunch of money, open up a boys and girls school and we're going to put you on a pedestal. If the boys and girls school is going to save the ghetto, we'd be saved. There's been a bunch of them. You understand? There's been a bunch of them. It's not going to save the ghetto. What's going to save the ghetto is you stop thinking that you know everything. You know nothing. When I came in class, Kashak, my first time coming to ISUPK class, I walked in after watching a bunch of them. And then I walked in there and said, I don't know nothing. I was afraid to come in there and say, what's this precept? Yeah, got it. I was afraid to sit in there and pretend like I knew as much as those men who have been to war for Christ. I ain't gonna do it. You understand?
Right.
I did not want to do it, and I didn't do it. I sat down and I listened and I learned that, oh, you don't know nothing. You probably heard them say, and this is a precept, Romans 9:4. Jacob have I loved. Esau, yeah, you heard it. You heard it. You heard it. You don't know nothing about it. You don't know nothing about what it means to love Jacob, to love the 12 tribes of Israel. When you first walk in here, you don't know nothing about it yet. You can find it. But you don't know nothing about it yet. You don't know what it really means to battle the oppressor because you think guns and war, and you learn a whole different warfare. You
Right.
understand? A whole different warfare. We will never put a finger on the white person. You understand? We
Right.
ain't gonna never put our finger on them. We ain't gonna beat them up and do all this other stuff. We ain't gonna. They don't do nothing. Black Panthers tried it. What happened? Are they around today? They're not even around. You understand? But they did what they were supposed to do. Then why ain't black people saved? Because that's not what you're supposed to do. You understand?
Right.
I know the urge to do that is going to be there because you're going to, let me tell you something, you start actually starting to get some love for blacks and Hispanics, you're going to start to hate who's oppressing. And that feeling of wanting to do something might be there. Christ is going to stop you. Christ is going to stop you because he's going to tell you, this is not my kingdom. You said? Galatians 3:7. This is not my kingdom, or else I would fight for it. Give me John 18:36. This is not my kingdom.
John 18,
You understand?
36.
We don't go into the white man's military and think we saving somebody. You understand? He about to go to war with Russia and China and this one and that one. Ain't no brother in here joining that damn war. You understand?
Come.
Well, if you don't get them, they're gonna get you. Well, you must not believe in the God you claim you serve. Go ahead, Oscar.
Book of John, chapter 18, verse 36. Jesus answered, my kingdom is not of this world.
Mm-hmm.
If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight.
Then would my servants fight? We're not American. I'm not an African American. I'm not a foundational Black American. I'm no type of American. I only call myself Black so that we can relate to our brothers and sisters because I'm not Black either. I am a Judite from the tribe of Judah.
That's
You
right.
understand?
Come.
That's who I am. I am a prince of the power. That's what I am. You understand? I'm an Israelite. I am not Black. Well, I'll say Black because that's what we all know ourselves as. You understand? I
Come.
wouldn't even call my Hispanic brothers Black. Excuse me, my Hispanic brothers Hispanic. Except they relate to the term. You understand? I wouldn't even say that, but they relate to it. I wouldn't say the Native Indians are the natives. I would say you're the Gadites. You're the Reubenites. But they would recognize me saying natives. You understand?
Come.
That's what we do. But believe it, that this is not Christ's kingdom. Nothing about any of this is holy. See, the right, the MAGA people, they think that Trump is bringing back Christianity. Real, good, solid, white Christianity. We don't care about that because that's not of God. So that's not fighting for the truth. They might not like the Transformers and all that stuff. Then all of that stuff is against the Bible. But those people do not serve the God of the Bible. You
Right.
understand? You can hate shape-ups and still not be in the Bible. You understand? You can hate pork and still not be in the Bible. You understand? Good. Kashak.
I got another precept for you for what you said about we won't put our hands on white people. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves,
Mhm.
but rather give place
Mhm.
unto wrath.
Mhm.
For it is written,
Mhm.
vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
Vengeance is the Lord. That's a good precept. Vengeance belongs to the Lord. You understand? It don't belong to you. It don't. You can come in here. This is what you do. You want your justice. That word kept. You want your justice. Come in here and become blameless. You understand? Come in here and become blameless. The Lord says, "Let your garment be white as snow." I mean, there's no blemishes. You ever see somebody step on an all-white party? You know why they do that? Because it just looks so crisp and so clean and so put on what's they call it, your Easter best. You know, Easter all the dope boys wear white. Yeah. Yeah. Because you shine. You shine. You understand? Like you shine. Good. Come in here and wash yourself all the garbage. And then the Lord is gonna look at you and say, I gotta go get his enemies. That brother that changed himself for me. I gotta go get all the people who did something to him, not individuals. I gotta go get all the races of people who did something to my people if we start coming to clean ourselves up. You understand? If you let your garment become white as snow, you let your sin become white as snow, the Lord is going to say, I am going to make his enemies pay. You understand? And you even get it on a micro scale where the Lord says, I shall make thy enemies be at peace with thee. You start serving the Lord, all of a sudden the people you might have problems with, you start gaining favor. You understand?
Right.
You might get some favor with them. You understand me?
Go ahead. I have a question, sir.
Mhm.
Right here, because when I give for myself, when I give out to like say a brother that's homeless or you know that's fortunate, and they ask for like $1 or you know some change or something, I do that for our people. But right here, my question is in verse 20 of the same verse, same chapter, Romans 12 and 20. Is it better that we still?
The question is in Romans 12 and 20.
Come on, sir. The question is in 12 and 20. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 20. It says, therefore, if thy enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink.
Mm-hmm.
For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head.
Yeah, I mean, we do food drives. If y'all don't know, from some of the brothers that's newer here, we do food drives all over the nation. You understand? Sometimes it's hot food, sometimes it's canned food. We do food drives all over the nation, all over the United States of America. We probably do them in the UK now with the brothers in the UK, Haiti, Dominican Republic. We do food drives wherever our people are at. You understand? And if a white person comes up and wants a plate of food, what do you think we do? I want one of the brothers that's new to answer. White person comes up and wants a plate of food. We got white rice and chili. We serving it to the people in the community free of charge with the water on the side. What do you think we do? Say it again. What? How are we gonna give it to them? You don't know? Give me Mark chapter 7, verse 28.
Fuck it, I'm still holding that Matthew 26.
Give me Matthew 15 and 27. That's a better. That's a Matthew 15 and 27. That's a better telling of the same story. Yeah.
I'm holding Matthew 26 and 53 for you.
You can just hold it. I got you.
Come.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, truth, Lord,
Mm-hmm.
yet dogs eat of
Start a verse up.
God. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, but he answered and said,
This is a woman asking for some help. Right? Christ already told her, I'm only sent to the lost sheep of Israel. You scroll up a couple verses for time's sake, I won't go back. If you go to 15 and 24, he said, I am only sent to the lost sheep of Israel. And she said, but Lord, help me. An Israelite. That's why he told her that. He said, Lord, help me. Yeah.
God. it is not meet to take the children's bread, and to cast it to dogs.
It's not meat means good here. MEET means good. It is not good for me to take the children's bread and give it to dogs. So just imagine you have a family, you, your wife, your kids, right? And you're feeding your kids dinner, you're feeding them bread, and the dog wants some bread. Are you going to starve your child to give to the dog? Why? It's a dog, right? It's a dog. The dog eats kibble. You understand? And maybe if you got it like that, you might give the dog some. But in general, the dog eats kibble. He doesn't eat the children's bread. You understand? Even if he's going to eat some bread, he's not going to eat my child's bread. You understand? My child might have sourdough. You know, a good slice of sourdough. You might get wonder. I might get a dog a slice of wonder. You know, a crumb that fall off the sourdough. You understand? But the dog is not about to bite this loaf of sourdough like we are. You understand? If we're all eating and we have dogs in here, we're not white people. They're not getting on the table licking the food. It's not happening. It's not. They're not doing that. Let me just put that out there. They're not doing that. All right. But if a crumb fall, the dog can have the crumb. But the loaf of bread on the table is for us. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Read on.
God, verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, truth, Lord.
She said, truth is not good for a dog to eat what belongs to the children. Go ahead.
Yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table.
But the dogs are supposed to eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table. There's a gem in here as to why he obliged her, which you'll read in the next verse, where he healed her. There's a gem in here which will help you deal, which will aid the answer you gave. And why we feed white people, there's a gem here. What's the gem here? What is the reason why she got healed?
You want to read it?
No, I'm trying to answer.
Oh, come. Because she understood her place.
Yes. But then you have something to add?
She admitted that she was a dog.
Okay, that's perfect. Both of those is perfect. She admitted she was a dog. You understand? There's the difference. We have mercy, much more mercy than the white man. They will tell you that we are all evil, we all hate each other, and there's no redeeming qualities about black people, right? They'd have to believe that, despite the fact that they ruined us, despite the fact that their institutions ruined us, 400 something years of slavery, more years of oppression after that, being oppressed today. They'll tell you you're the problem. You understand? They'll say you're the problem. Not the fact that we won't give you jobs. We gave you drugs, but we wouldn't give you jobs. And then when you form the gangs, and here's the funny part, right? Because gangs are terrible idea. Terrible idea. But here's the funny part, brother, you might know, a lot of brothers might know, just off of research. They was originally started so that the people in that neighborhood could use the money generated by said gang to improve said neighborhood. Originally.
Right.
Terrible idea. It wasn't going about it the right way. Yeah. But the premise behind it was, if we organize, we can take the funds and fix the hood. At least fix our hood, our 6 blocks, our 4 blocks, our projects, right? That was originally the thought process. And of course, it all went to SHIT because it's not of the Lord. So it all just fell down, much like the Black Panthers, much like every other group. Don't look at gangs as anything different than failed groups. You understand? It is a failed group. We look at those brothers and we dehumanize them sometimes. We look at them and say, you're not a human no more. You took a gun, you sell this, you sell that, you probably did something to somebody. You're not a human. It's not true. You understand? That is not true at all. And you know it ain't true because you look at your white boss with a smile on your face every day. And his people did way more than that brother could have. You understand?
Right.
You don't walk into work judging. You understand? You walk into work and say good morning and you punch the clock. You understand? So you should not dehumanize a gang member. It is a failed group, much like the black people. You understand? A very failed group. Good. Okay.
Young man Hector has said, we still serve the Edomites food. And he said Deuteronomy 23, verse 7 explains it.
Say it again.
He said when you was talking about when you was asking the question about when the white lady was asking
He
the question.
brought scripture to back it up.
God, he was saying Deuteronomy 23 verse 7 explains it.
Abhor, not Edomite. I think that's the one,
I
right?
believe so.
Yeah. But that's more so abhor, Hector. Abhor, not an Edomite. Pull that real quick. Because y'all gonna come across this. I don't know. No, hold that.
I got
Just, yeah, hurry up. Let me get it first. I don't really mind. Deuteronomy 23 and 7. I don't know how long you brothers knew y'all was Israelites, but you're gonna come across this. What you're gonna come across is the famous verse of abhor not an evil. Abhor means hate. And then they're gonna say ISUPK, white people. That's what they're gonna say. All right. Then you're gonna pull Romans, and it's gonna say Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. And then they're gonna say there's a contradiction in the Bible. You can't even follow it because it's contradiction. Abhor not an Edomite. Esau have I hated. Oh, I'm about to give you some edification right now so that you can battle somebody or you can defend yourself and defend your faith, right? That's what the ISUPK is, defenders of the faith. You understand? We are going to teach you how to defend yourself from somebody who's going to weaponize this scripture to make you love your oppressor.
Right. This is book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
Chapter 23, verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor. It's in the Bible. Break a shot.
Come.
Read it one more time. It's a real verse. This
This
is
is
real.
book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 7.
And it's not even in the New Testament where Christians think Christ says love everybody. It's not even there. This is in the Old Testament. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
What is important? Here's the problem. Abhor means hate.
Mhm.
Here's the problem. This is you cannot physically harm. Give me abhor. Give me abhor. Give the definition of abhor.
I don't know.
Mhm.
If the Jewish man was who he says he is, he would not be dropping bombs on God's
That's say it again today. Say it louder because
He would
that's abhorring. What he's about to say right now is abhorring somebody. Go ahead.
concept. If the Jewish man was who he says he is, he would not be starving
Palestinians.
Palestinians.
He would not be starving them. He wouldn't be bombing them. Netanyahu wouldn't be on TV talking about. And if what did this joker say? This damn joker. This joker went on national television and said, "Remember how we bombed their pages? Yeah. This speech I'm doing right now is being broadcast to all of their phones, and they can't even stop it. You know how like an Amber Alert come to your phone? Netanyahu set it up. Who is the prime minister of Israel, which everybody should know by now. He's all over their team. He set it up to where his speaking was being broadcast automatically to Palestinian phones. Like an Amber Alert come to your phone, but it's his face in the video. He said, remember how they had pages? I mean, I know the story. Palestinians had pages on them when they use them like it's regular. And then he pressed the button and blew all them pages up. Bam! Blow your whole hip off, blow your body up, the whole thing. You know where pages sit right here. You understand? There, you're done. You understand? And he was bragging. Yeah, we did that to them. Yeah, remember how we did that? We also got the technology that my face is on all these phones right now. That's abhorring. You understand? That is abhorring. Blowing somebody up with a pager is abhorring. Me telling you that your oppressor will harm you if you love him is not abhorring. You understand? That's not abhorring. Good.
Definition of abhor: regard with disgust and hatred.
Yeah, see, when you regard something, then you get it real quick.
It's like they're also doing food drives out there, and when the Palestinians come pick up the food, they are gunning the Palestinians down also.
That's abhorring.
That's what
Abhor comes from the Latin abhorre, which is to shudder away from. You understand? To shudder away. You don't shudder away white people. They come and get food. What did we just say? Here, take it, go. Take it
Right,
and go.
right.
We ain't setting it up for you. We just honest. That's all. This is for the ghetto. As I checked you, not the ghetto. But since you're here, think about it. I grew up with a kid. 1 second, Sean, I'm gonna get you. I grew up with a kid in my childhood. I didn't know he was white the whole time. I had no clue he was white. His daddy wound up being white. I don't know, he was teenagers. But they can grow up in the ghetto. Mothers might move to the ghetto, and now all of a sudden, you got a white man in your ghetto. You understand? Yeah, you come get a plate, get the white rice and the chili. It is what it is. You understand? That's fine. It's not for you though. This is for the children. You understand? One white person comes get a plate, you might not get as much as the next black person. We're gonna give you the white rice and the chili and the water, and we're gonna say, go and have a good day. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to blow your pager up on your waist. My face ain't gonna randomly pop up on your phone saying, listen to my demands, or your children is next. You understand? That's abhorring somebody. And they're going to take this very verse and they're going to say, you people are against God because you don't love everybody. Yeah?
No, I was just going to say that is a favorite of the Christian apologists. Or they're saying that we're contradicting. When you said they're blowing up, you mean literally?
Yes, the pages, they put it, yes. I don't know what they did, but they have explosives tied to the pages.
It was some manufacturing. I thought you would mean until you repeated it. I thought you would mean like metaphorical.
No,
You meant literally.
literally, there's pages. The Palestinians have pages on them to communicate with one another, much like how I have this cell phone. And they made it explode and killed a lot of Palestinians. You understand? That's abhorring. When you know that, let me tell you something. It's so disgusting when you want to know what abhorring is. When you know that the next world war is definitely going to include nuclear bombs because everybody has nukes now. Wouldn't you do everything in your power to avoid it? You would think so, right? So when you have that land, right? If you look at a map of what is a modern Israel, and you go back prior to World War II, it was they got a little piece. They got a small piece of it, a decent sized piece, but it was small. Gradually, they started a war with the Palestinians and absorbed all of their land. Just kept absorbing it and absorbing it and absorbing it. That is abhorring somebody. You understand? That is even in the Bible. After the Lord gave the Israelites, the blacks and Hispanics, their land, he would tell us when we could and could not go into new land. Meaning this land belongs to them, that's their land. You understand? People had land in the Bible. We were meant to rule the whole world, but every people had a land where they lived in. You understand? Right. This imposter is just a parasite. You understand? He's a parasite and he's abhorring the Palestinians. He's abhorring. You understand? We don't abhor him. If a white person come up here and try to get a plate of food, they can have it. You won't blow your page up, you won't blow your phone up, or nothing like that. Go ahead.
I'm just remembering something that I saw. It's probably YouTube. This documentary.
Mm-hmm.
It was made, I think, in the 90s because these were very old men already. And it was soldiers from when they took over in 1948. And there was like a few survivors that were already, like I said, older at that point.
Mm-hmm.
They were telling what they did to their enemies. They were taking over, like you said, they started and spread out, leading up to what was called the Arab-Israeli War in 1967.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see these guys retelling, they have this evil grin and they laugh and they enjoy remembering. Like the guy, he has nothing to lose. He's really old at this point, right? These Israeli guys. About what they physically did to, especially to the civilians, which would be today considered war crimes. Like they would go into detail about what they did when they would
He'd gladly do it with no fear of being called nothing. I'm not fearing
concussions.
I'm not fearing the law. I'm not fearing somebody saying I'm abhorring them. There was no fear at all. He was glad to say, I did this to my enemies. I give you one better. That's something. So the other thing is something even more powerful is when you go into the Jewish man, he prosecutes any Nazis he finds till this day. To this very day, he claimed, mind you, now he's claiming to be the people of the Bible, right? He's claiming to be the people of the Bible. He prosecutes any Nazi he finds, 97, I think the old rule like 97. In court, in court, about to get sentenced to life in prison, which is like 4 days. He's going down for 4 days. Life in prison, he's done. He does not forgive, he does not forget or anything. Pouring me with no power to prosecute one for any crimes committed against us over the past 450, 500 years. I'm abhorring an enemy, but he's not. He's not chasing the Nazi down 60 years later, 70 years later. You understand? It's absolutely. So if somebody ever tries to pull Deuteronomy 23 and 7 related to the Christian apologists do, it's very easy to debunk them. And they're going to do a lot of filibustering to make it seem like, no, we got you. We got you. Here, we got you. Tell them the white chili story I just told you.
Yeah.
We will give them white rice and chili if they come up. The Jewish person will not give a Nazi white rice and chili. To this day, they won't drop a bean. To this day. Because it's German engineering. You understand? And that's a fact. That's not even a joke. That is a fact. You will never catch a Jewish person driving a BMW. Good?
Or a Volkswagen.
Or Volkswagen. No German car. It's like good.
The crazy thing is they make such a big fuss and they get all the backup from America. To this day, they're still locking up German Nazis, and then in their 90s and their hundreds, and they still getting them 100 years for a crime that they caused themselves. Hitler only took them into captivity for 12 years because they stole our identity and stole our culture. I did my research. One thing Hitler didn't like more than Negroes was people that took our Negroes' identity.
I got to streamline it. I want to get back to the script.
Salakia.
In World War I, right? Let me tell you what happened. The Jewish man tried to kill the Tsar of Russia. Real quick, we'll jump right back in the scripture. He tried to kill the Tsar of Russia. He was like a very high-level leader of Russia. It failed. They got exiled out of Russia. You understand? They got exiled out of Russia. And the only European country that would accept them was who? Germany. He got kicked out of Russia, and Germany was the only one that would accept them. Then, when World War I was wrapping up, because Germany was whooping UK's behind, the Jewish people went and had a meeting with the UK and said, hey, would you like to win? Mind you, the only country that would accept them was Germany. Hey, would y'all like to beat Germany? Germany accepted them into banking, accepted them into the housing market, accepted them into all facets of the financial society. Beat Germany. We can get America. If you want to win, we'll get America. They said, why would America get in? They won't get in. They said, leave that to us. That's why if you ask any historian, they'll tell you, we don't know why America joined. They have nothing to do with America. Why would they join? I can't even say the word I was about to say. I'm about to say a very old UPK term about their nose.
I'll fix it.
And like I said, Germany's the only one that accepted them. World War I, they brought America in to win that war. And then, naturally, you start thinking, I brought you in. Nobody else would bring you in. We find out you brought America in and made us lose World War I. We want you out. You gotta get out. You gotta go. We're not I'm gonna stop right there because this is YouTube. I'm gonna stop right there. That's some before the great H word that the Jewish people say happened to them. That's the beforehand. That's beforehand. You understand? You want to look at the devil, look no further. Not a pitchfork man in under the earth. You're looking at the devil when you see them. You understand? You're looking at the devil. Don't let nobody twisted the Bible and told you Christ was not black and you're a foreign Edomite because I'm telling you love together. Don't even tolerate it. Don't even tolerate it. That's why I said we're defenders of the faith. We ain't gonna attack nobody. You come over here saying something crazy though, got some. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you 1 second. Give me
You still on Matthew 26?
give me Hebrews 2 and 14. No. Hebrews 2 and 14. Yeah, brother.
Oh no, you just reminded me of an interview. I interviewed a woman who had a platform and another brother next to her, and that brother.
You're talking about the old. Like,
it's from years ago.
You're talking about
He brought up the.
It was in Delaware.
He was very adamant about trying to prove that.
It was like Hotep's, right?
I think so.
I was there.
I can't remember
I remember that.
You were there. Yeah.
I was there.
I can't remember
It was in Delaware. It was Hotep's.
Year, but
Yeah.
just reminded me of
I got you there.
that specific conversation that he destroyed.
It's true. You know what? This is of the Lord. That's why. It's not General Hyman because General Hyman's thinking with his own mind. It's General Hyman because he's dedicated to using the word of God to defend the people of God. You're not going to be able to down talk or lie about the people of the Lord in front of one of these priests and prophets. It just won't work. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah,
I got it. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 14. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death.
The children are partakers of flesh and blood. Meaning what? Keep it real simple. It's really black slang. It's a DMX album. Done, you got it. It's a DMX album. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood.
Yeah.
It's very simple. It's not even deep. It's not even deep. The Bible is written in Ebonics and slang. You understand? That flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, DMX got that from this. That came from here. You understand? Christ was flesh and blood to the Israelites. He was not, something else you'll come across is when they say that black people are Gentiles. Blacks and Hispanics are Gentiles that can be grafted in. That's the whole MAGA movement. The MAGA people believe the Jewish people are the children of God. And if you are a good Christian, you're the Gentile that gets grafted in. That can come along with them to heaven. We don't want to be in heaven. We don't, our heaven is not their heaven. You understand? When we're ruling here on earth and everything is amazing, it will not be amazing for them. You understand? And that's because it can't be. You understand? It's impossible for black people and white people to simultaneously have heaven. It is not possible. Heaven is not a place on the earth just for some preface. It's here on earth. And it's impossible for black people to rule and white people to rule, because we are diametrically opposed, meaning the white man was made to be our villain. That's how it is. You understand? You don't question when the Joker does something bad to Batman. You don't question why. That's what he does. He's the villain in the comic. He's the villain. White man is the villain in your life. That's what he does things you don't have to say. I wonder why he did that. He did it because he's made for the purpose of oppressing you when you don't serve God. That's his entire purpose. Daniel?
I don't know where I heard it from. I know it's from ISUPK. I can't tell you which person it came. It might have came from John. It might have came from. Just to echo what you were saying, you got to read the Bible like a black man. I have a better word for that. You got to read the Bible like a nigga. Black man. If you read the Bible like a nigga, then you can understand. You can understand the Bible. It makes perfect sense when you read it in that fashion.
Yeah, if you read it like that, that's the only way it makes sense. When you read it another way, you start thinking, oh, it's contradictions. I don't understand this. What does he mean, flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood? That means I gotta go to church and eat this little nasty cracker every communion in church. I gotta say the wine is my blood and this is my, because that's what Christ is. That's not what he's not talking about. When this is flesh and blood here, he means you are my kinfolk. You understand?
Right.
You are my kinfolk. We are the same people. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. You understand? That don't mean go to church and do communion. That means we are the same. That means how you was born from a black man and a black woman, he was too. Ain't no virgin. Ain't no virgin. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead.
Khan.
He also himself.
Okay. The book of Hebrews, chapter 2, middle verse 14. He also himself likewise took part of the same.
He also took part of the same. He's partaker of the flesh and the blood. He wanted to be an Israelite. Christ did not want to come here as some angel, some angelic figure. You understand? He wasn't coming as a spirit. He wanted to show blacks and Hispanics it's possible to grow up in Jersey City and be perfect. Still, all the garbage around you, Newark, all the garbage around you, San Diego, LA, Brooklyn, all the garbage around you, you can still be perfect if that's what you want to do. You understand? Go ahead.
That through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is, the devil.
Christ came as a black man to show you you can beat the white man.
Right.
He came as a black man to show you you can beat the white man. This is not for YouTube purposes. This is not physical or anything like that. We are not coming up against the American government or nothing like that. This is to show that as a black man, you can have all these things happen to you, grow up in the way you grew up, and still be perfect if that's what you want. You understand? It requires a lot. You got to be a man of war. You understand? You got to be austere. The scripture said Christ was austere. Hold that for me in Luke 19 and 21. Not you, I you hold this.
Okay.
You know?
Verse 15. Khan.
So his power is like, let me elaborate a little more. It's like to destroy him has the power of death because your enemy has that power. Your enemy has the power to destroy you. What is that? That's sin. The enemy has the power to do that to you. He has the power to set up the Christian church and tell you the laws is done away with. Do whatever you want. That's death. You understand? And then when people start passing away, when a dope boy gets shot, the pastor has no answers for you because he was collecting money from him every Sunday. You understand?
Right.
Dope boy dropping 500 in there every Sunday. So the pastor never questioned his lifestyle. You understand? He didn't care. And then when your son passed away, the pastor has no answers. Because he can't say, well, the Lord took him out because he's selling dope to his people. He can't say that. Because then why was you taking his money every Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So he can't say that. Christ can get you away from the person who has the power over death. That is the devil. The devil is not Satan. And the devil is the liar. The devil is liar. And the liar of the Bible is our oppressor. That is the devil. He's the liar. Like John 8 and 44 says, you not only are you the liar, you are the father of it. The original lie begins with you. You understand? The spiritual, as you know, reincarnation is real in the Bible. The spiritual reincarnation of that snake in the Garden of Eden is your oppressor. The original lie that the snake told, that original lie, that snake was a person. No, I might be spitballing a lot of things at y'all. I'm trying to get points across. That snake is a person. That snake, how you call somebody a rat? You snitch, you a rat. Is he a rat running across the floor? No. He's a rat because that's what you determined to call a snitch. The cop is the pig. Is he a pig eating whatever he can find in a farmhouse? No. You understand? He's just that's what you determined to call a cop because you said a cop is as bad as a pig. As disgusting as a pig is, that's how we view cops. As bad as a rat is, that's how if you see a real rat in your house, you lose your damn mind. If somebody snitch on you, if y'all supposed to be doing crimes together and they snitch on you, you lose your damn mind. You're supposed to be my boy, right? So these terms come across because it's ebonics, right? It's slang. That's how we talk about people. snake. You can't trust him. The snake in the garden was a man you couldn't trust. And that man walked up to Eve and told the original lie. You understand? And lied. Good.
If I could, sir.
Uh-huh.
The snake is the worst of all. All what you just said, the snake is the worst
Mhm.
of all of them. This person's a snake. You ain't going nowhere near that person. Versus a rat, you may have a little chop it up with him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But a snake, you ain't had nothing to do with it.
If I could, right? And if I could ask some compounds what you're talking about. If you ask people in the ghetto, right? There used to be this thing. That's not blood. What is that on?
Probably drop a line.
That is.
Betty?
Confetti, sir.
It makes from the cemetery. I know people in the ghetto who got told on, and they loved the rat so much, he still sent him commissary in jail. He got out before the rat and loved the rat so much he still sent him commissary. You understand? That's some compliments what you're talking about. You feel worse about a snake. You feel worse about somebody who was playing both sides. You understand? You just feel worse about it. All right? A rat, you can't explain it away, but you can kind of feel like, damn. You understand?
Come.
I know it wasn't made like that, but damn. A snake is kind of like, how the hell you gonna play both sides? You understand?
Yeah.
Good.
Appreciate it.
A rat might get you put in prison for a long time. A snake gets you killed. You understand? It's a difference. Your life is over at that. Prison, your life is over. Snake, your life is over. You understand? Like you're done. Yeah.
Snake was in his room. You want to know.
That's the problem. That's right. You understand? That's the problem. A rat, you hear the rustling. You hear all that in the closet. You go open that closet real quick. Got the droppings left behind. You understand? Of course, it ain't apple to apples, but that's why we call rats, snakes, pigs, because it's all slang. You see what I'm saying? So when it calls this devil right here, this devil was just the original liar. It's the snake in the garden that lied to Eve. You understand? And Christ can get you away from him. He has power over him. You understand? His power over him. You can't escape the oppression of the devil, of your oppressor. That's the devil, unless you serve Christ. Yeah.
It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44.
Mm-hmm.
Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
I don't need that. Come on. Give me Hebrews.
Come. Book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 15. And deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage.
This is read it one more time.
Cons. Book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage.
Fear of death, all their lifetime subject to bondage. Meaning, because Christ can deliver the brothers who are afraid to die in America. What does that mean? To be afraid to die in America. You won't save your people because you're too busy trying to save yourself. You're afraid to die in America. You're afraid. You're afraid of poverty. We come together in poverty. Chuck, how many nights we ain't had no money for chicken, but we still got chicken? How many nights we ain't had no money for alcohol, we still had alcohol? The chicken in the back right now. Chicken in the back right now. This fell off a truck. How many times we make it work? You understand? Because we're not afraid of poverty. We're more concerned about the brotherhood. We're more concerned about saving our people in the unity that Christ and the Lord wants us to have. We're more concerned with that than our own life. You understand?
Right.
We're more concerned with that. When you are concerned about your life, you are a bondage. You're in bondage to the devil. You're in bondage to your oppressor. He has you as a slave. That's why when you come in here, you are a free man. You're free. Because when you are not in here, you are a slave. You're in bondage because you are afraid that if I don't do this and that to become whatever I think I need to become, poverty. Gosh, poverty. I won't make it out ghetto. You don't have to worry about bullets and gangs and this and that, the third and the fourth in the ghetto if you serve the Lord.
Right.
Christ came from a town like Jersey City. He came from Nazareth. They said, what good thing can come out of Nazareth? That's not a funny saying. That's like saying, oh, you serve Christ now. You had dimes for $8 like a year ago. What are you talking about? You don't serve Christ. Nobody's going to believe you when you serve Christ. I'm telling you. When you try to serve Christ, they're going to say, wasn't you just eating pork with me last thing? Man, come on, man, get out of here. You serve Christ. Man, move, man. That's what they're going to tell you. They're going to look at you and say, this is not real. You're lying. Because they're used to the Muslims doing it. They're used to the denominations of the religions across the world where they go and they say, I'm serving this God. I'm serving that God. I'm serving this purpose. And selling crack on the side. You understand?
God.
That's what they're used to. So when you say, I'm an Israelite, I'm the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Benjamin, tribe of Manasseh, and I'm going to serve the Lord, they're going to go, man, he'll be back selling crack, man. We ain't watch this. Watch this. And the more you don't do it, the more it's going to piss them off.
Right.
It's going to piss them the hell off because you won't come back to the filth that they stuck in. It's going to make them mad. That's the truth. That's the bondage you're stuck in, and that's the bondage that Christ has power over. It's power over the man that makes you think you can't do nothing in America. It's power. So if you serve him, you don't have to worry about your oppressor. You understand?
Right.
You ain't got to worry about it. All that when we don't know how the hell we getting chicken and alcohol, how the hell we doing this and how the hell we doing that. We don't be stressing about it. We just trying to figure out how the hell we gonna do it. That's it. How we gonna do it? I ain't got no money. I ain't gonna do this. Got a credit card, like $40 on it. And go ahead and make it happen and figure out the rest later. I go to work Monday, I get paid again Friday. It'll be all right. I got enough of my rent there. I'm fine. You understand? I'm absolutely fine because I'm not trying to be LeBron James. You understand?
Right.
I don't need to be Lil Wayne. I need to be LeBron James. I don't need to be Travis Scott. I don't need to be them. You understand? I don't feel the need to be streamers nowadays. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I don't need to be constant. You understand? I don't need to be DJ. I don't need to make a fool of myself in front of the camera to make $5 million. You understand? I don't need to. I'm fine if I only stay in the ghetto because I serve you. You understand? I ain't saying you can't strive for more. But you serving the Lord comes first. And then maybe he will bless you with getting something outside of Jersey City, outside of the ghetto, on the outskirts of Jersey City, whatever. What's a nice neighborhood in Jersey City?
Jersey?
In Jersey City. Nice neighborhood in Jersey City.
Nice neighborhood.
It's one. Come on.
Hillside.
I'm about to say, come on, don't do that.
Society Hill,
Don't do that.
Society Hill.
There you go.
Country Village.
I mean, Bethany Villages.
Come on, I could be in, come on.
It worked itself.
I could be in Lafayette Village, man. I might not be in Beverly Hills. I might not be in what's the one all the way up there up top? Weehawken, Fort Lee's, and I might not be up there with the man out of houses. Now stirs in the hood. I'm all right.
Old school.
Old. I was living there.
And
Buildings.
I'm all
My mother
right.
was living there since 1948 when she moved up from down south. I'm way older than everybody in here. So I see it all. You know what I mean? My mother moved in Lafayette in 1948, lived there to the day she died.
Good thing.
My father went to school for the reading.
Let me tell you something. When all the mess hit the fan, you're gonna want to be around black people.
Well, I'm here.
People think you're gonna run to the suburbs and escape. When everything hit the fan, you're gonna want to be in the ghetto anyway. You understand? But Bobby might give you some. He might give you something on I owe you. Probably I got you. I'll come back. I got you. Give me a second. You gonna want that anyway. You understand?
Got hit nicer.
Huh?
That's like why.
I might be a prophet. I might be. The wine got him consignment. You understand? The wine got him consignment. You understand? You think the suburbs is gonna save you? The suburbs ain't gonna save you. Serving Christ is gonna save you in making your life about serving him and saving his people. That's gonna give you salvation. Because he has power over the man who has you in bondage. I know, I got you. Yeah, read on.
Come. Verse 16. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Come. Verse 17. Wherefore in all things it behoved him to be made like unto his brethren.
Last scripture I'm going to give me Matthew 26 and 53.
Matthew 26, 53. Come.
Real quick. Now remember, when you're pulling it to ask if everybody got it, though.
Come. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 53. Or Akim got it? All right. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels?
This is Christ. When Peter went to cut the man's ear, the Roman's ear, who went to come take him, Peter cut his ear off. Christ said, stop, don't do that. Do you not think that if I cried out to my Father, he wouldn't send 12 legions of angels? Not 12 angels. 12 armies, 12 legions of angels. I'm good. I'm doing this because I know it must be done. I'm all right. You understand? Meaning what? He didn't die for you because it was not his will. His will is God's will.
Right.
Whatever God's will, Christ said, I'm going to do that. He made that his will. That's why I say, if you want salvation, you put blacks and Hispanics first, because that's what the Lord wants. Black and Hispanic people caring for black and Hispanic people. That's what the Lord wants. Christ could have said, give me them 12 legions of angels. It saved me from the Romans. Christ said, I have to die so that my people can later on get salvation for their mistakes. You understand?
Right.
I ain't getting to nearly half. I think maybe half of my scriptures. We got to wrap that up. It's 9 o'clock. Any other questions, comments, anything like that? I'll bring it next week. We'll be here next week.
Come.
We'll pass it over to the priest, to the Shamar, the priest, Shagor.
ISUPK security announcements. We're the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 1 year. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the word. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 1 year, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi, the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, which is my asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department. Priest funds, free will offerings for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
That is the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles, Monday, October 13th. So Monday, October 13th is the closing of the feast. We'll be up in New York for that. Probably start bringing some feasts back here. Maybe a Hanukkah. I'll see.
Lord allow us, sir.
Which is like December. And we'll bring it back to Jersey City, Lord allow. But it's Monday, October 13th, up in New York, in Harlem.
Remind the Akim and Aquakim to check the board. We'll have one soon. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, black pants, black headbands, scarf. We're going to, men of Israel, Majim, which means to stand. We're going to give one courteous salute to the teacher. Israel, a Majim Shabbat, a Majim, Barak. Yachmatah. We're going to turn for the sisters that's online. No.
Sisters online?
Yeah, come.
For the sisters that's online, we're going to give one courteous salute to the sisters. We don't have to do the turn, do we?
You don't got to turn over.
Okay. For the sisters, come on, concert. For the sisters online, we're going to give one courteous salute. Men of Israel, Amach Shabbat, Amach, Barak,
Yahweh Shemal Atem Ba'Shem Yahushua.
Yachmatah, dismissed. Brothers, that's here. If y'all hungry, we got some chicken in the back. If you want to